Hi guys, welcome to Engage Boxing. We're here at the Impact Boxing Gym. My name's Jamal, I'm a professional boxer and a boxing coach, and this is...
My name's Zahra and I'm a boxing coach too.
Today we are going to go over some boxing drills. The first one is going to be the basics of footwork, stance and guard. So first we are going to go over the basic boxing stance. Zahra is going to demonstrate for us, okay? So if you all get your feet together and then you're going to take both your feet shoulder width apart. You don't want to be too wide or too narrow to find your balance, okay? You're going to bend your knees, okay? And then from there you are going to take your stronger foot back. So if you are right footed, you will take your right foot back like Zahra has just done, which is called orthodox stance. And if you are left footed, you will take your left foot back, okay? And this is called southpaw. Either stance that you're in, either foot that you take back, make sure you are shoulder width apart, okay? And you have got balance going forward. So if I push Zahra, she's got balance going forward, she's got balance going back, she's got balance going to the right and to the left. So you are equally shoulder width apart, okay, when you're taking your stronger foot back. Do not stand with your feet in line like you are standing on a skateboard, because then you're going to be off balance left and right. Okay, so that's the stance. When you are in your stance, you want your back nice and straight. We don't want our back leaning forward. You don't want to put most of your weight on your front leg, and also you don't want too much weight on your back leg. You don't want to be leaning back, so you want it nice and straight. But your back foot, your stronger foot at the back, tends to be the one that takes most of the weight, okay? So a little bit more weight on the back foot, okay? So from here, when we're in the stance, a little tip is we want to be side on in boxing. We never want to be square on, okay? When we are square on, you give an opening and a target for someone to hit you easily. So by going side on with the front foot, if you picture a clock, okay, if we think of 12 o'clock, you want to turn your front foot in to 1 or 2 o'clock, okay? So that creates that little turn, and then your front shoulder as well, that's going to turn with it, okay? So that's going to create you to be side on, okay? Then your elbows are going to be tucked in. So we're going to start going on to the guard now. Your elbows are going to be tucked in to protect the body. You don't want your elbows lifting up, okay? Or you don't want them out to the side, because if you get hit to the body, you're going to know about it and you're going to be winded and feel like you can't breathe, okay? And then from there, we have our fists. So we want our thumbs on the outside. Never tuck your thumbs on the inside of your fist, okay? Never do this, because then you'll end up hurting your hands. Thumbs on the outside, and then you want to roughly cheek height. Different boxers have different styles. Some boxers have one hand down, one hand up. But as I said, we're going over the basics, so I want you cheek height. I want your front hand. So your front hand is, if you are right footed in orthodox position, you've got your right foot back. Your front hand is going to be your left hand, okay? That should be in line with your left leg if you are orthodox, okay? And then your back hand, which is going to be your right hand if you are orthodox, that's going to be in line with your back leg. Okay, so you've got one hand in front, one hand back. You never want both hands together, okay? Because then that's going to create you to be more square on again. Next, we are going to go over footwork. So if you get into your stance and guard as you were, okay? And then we'll go over a little bit of footwork, moving forward, moving back, moving to the right, to the left, and we'll also cover pivoting, okay? So when we step forward in boxing, you want to make sure that your feet do not come together. As we said, balance is the most important thing when you are moving in boxing, okay? If your feet come together, when you move forward, you get hit, you're more likely going to fall over and lose balance, okay? So when we move forward, we're going to push off our back leg, okay? And then your front leg is going to guide you to where you go. So you're bending your back leg, bending your knee, and then your front leg is going to guide you to where you go when you step forward, okay? Making sure you're still in the same stance, in the same position every time. When we step back, it's just the opposite. So you're going to be pushing off your front leg, bend your knee on your front leg, and then your back leg's going to go back, making sure your stance is equally apart again. Okay, next we will cover left and right. So we will go to the right first, which is this way. Okay, so I always say that the nearest leg is going to guide you to where you're going, and then the furthest leg you're going to push off the floor, so you're going to push away, go into that direction. So Zahra is going to push off her left leg, and her right leg is going to guide her across. Okay, she's making sure she's still in her stance and she hasn't crossed her legs. So if you come back to the left, Zahra, if she crosses her legs, watch, this is how not to do it. So if you were going with your furthest leg first, your legs are going to cross, and if you get hit again in that position, it's not good, you're going to be off balance, okay? Right, we're going to do the opposite, we're going to go to the left, and it's exactly the same. Your left leg's going to come across, and you're going to push off your right leg, okay? This is if you are in orthodox position like Zahra is, okay? If you are southpaw, then obviously it's going to be the opposite way round, okay? So if Zahra steps to the right one more time, right leg across, pushing off her left leg, step to the left, okay, step forward, and step back. Those at you at home, you can rewind this and just follow along. Okay, we're going to go on to, we're still on footwork, we're going to go on to angles, we're going to go on pivoting. Okay, so a pivot is to create an angle, is to turn, circle around, okay? If your opponent moves, you are following your opponent, okay? So what we're going to do this time, I'm going to walk across to wherever I want Zahra to move. We're going to do the demonstration first, and then we're going to explain what it is, okay? So wherever I move, Zahra is going to follow. So I'll step across here. She's going to follow by creating an angle with her legs, pivoting. Okay, so the action for this, Zahra, you face the camera again. Okay, so if we need to pivot to the right, to Zahra's right, her back leg, okay, is going to step across to the right. Okay, if she needs to pivot to the left, which would be back where she come from, her back leg again is going to come across to the left. Okay. The tip with this is the front leg, okay? If you've got your heel down on the floor, you're not going to be able to move your foot. So if Zahra keeps her heel on the floor but moves over to the right, her leg is going to drag across the floor and it's going to get stuck there, okay? So what you need to do is lift that heel up off the floor, and when you go for push off the floor with your other leg and turn, you are able to pivot off, okay? So the front leg, the heel comes up, the balls of your feet underneath are going to be stuck to the floor, and that's what's going to be able to make you turn, okay? You can also pivot off the front leg as well. So if you want to pivot off your front foot, which is off the front foot, I usually say is for when you're attacking someone. If you're walking them down, and then they're on the back foot, you're attacking them, that's when you use your front foot. When someone's coming at you, that's more or less the back foot, what we've just done. So, for the front foot, you're going to turn with that front leg, and that front leg's going to move wherever you want to go. So you can put a little bit of weight onto your back leg, and that front leg is just going to push off the ground over to the side. So, if you show that, Zahra, that's it there. If you want to practice those skills at home, you can get like a cone, or you can use an object, something you can put down on the floor, and this is going to represent your target, okay, and your opponent. Like we said in boxing, you always want to be facing your opponent, because if you are not, you're not going to be able to see what he's doing, you're not going to be able to defend what's coming, okay? So wherever you move, always facing your opponent. So Zahra, our demonstrator, she's going to be facing the cone. We can simply step forward, facing that cone, step back, she's still facing the cone, okay? We can also step across using those angles. So her front foot is still facing that cone, she pivots off at the side to face an angle. She steps back to where she come from as an angle, okay? We can step to the left, and then step to the right, back to that cone, okay? Also, you can circle around the cone as well, and you can practice punching and shadow boxing and stuff like that. So it's a great little drill, very simple, anyone can do it. Just get a cone or any object. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Make sure to look out for more Engage videos coming soon. Look out for us on Instagram at EngageCIC and also on Facebook at Engage Communities. Please leave some feedback and let us know if there's anything you would like us to cover.